Hello everyone, welcome to today's craft session. Today's craft session is all about Holi and myself Sonam Jaju and I'm representing Sahyadri's Friends Group today. A little about myself, I'm passionate about arts and crafts and run a Facebook page by the name The Craft Art. You can have a look at it to see my work. Coming back to today's session is all about Holi. What is Holi? Holi is the arrival of new beginnings. It's the triumph of good over evil. It's about lots of foods like gujiyas and thandai. But above all this, what Holi is most popularly known for is these colors. So today's craft session will be all about colors, but they are all edible colors. So let's begin. We are going to play with some normal kitchen stuff today to make some beautiful colors and try to do some craft activity with them. So we'll be using some regular material available, just turmeric, this is turmeric powder, this is cocoa powder, this is coffee, red food color, some blueberries, beetroot and spinach. Now, for all the powders, what I have done is I have mixed these powders with a little bit of water and I have strained them. I'll show you a bit of demo with some turmeric powder. So this is some turmeric powder. All you have to do is mix some clean water in it. Now, depending on the darkness of the color you want, you will add the water. If you want a color to be very light, you add little more water, and if the color should be dark, you will be adding just a little bit of water. Once you have mixed this, you'll strain this with some muslin cloth or a strainer if you have. It should be a fine strainer. The reason that we strain is that because there will be many small particles there in these powders and they might not look good when you use them in your craft. So that's the reason you strain them. Okay, so this is turmeric. This is the same thing, some cocoa powder mixed with water. Coffee, you can see there are two different coffee pots. So one is with lots of water and one is with a bit concentrated. Then this is red food color. This is some blueberries. So I have boiled some blueberries with some water. And as is the water, this is the blueberry water which was remaining after boiling. And this is the pulp of blueberries which I have just grinded in a mixie. And the last, most versatile thing in this is some beetroot. So for today's session, I have just boiled some beetroot and used the remaining water which was there. If you want a darker shade of beetroot, all you have to do is you cut you peel the beetroot and the stalks and the leaves and just boil them and then you grind them and strain them. It will give you a very deep, good color. For the spinach, I have just boiled the spinach, pureed it and then again use the strainer. You can use any other color. You can go on a nature trail and look in for the different leaves which are available. Some flowers, you can go with the roses or any wild flowers which are of not the poisonous ones, of course, but yes. And then you just have to boil them till they release their colors and puree them, strain them. That's it. So now we are just going to have some fun with these colors. The reason we have kept these colors quite liquidy is because we are going to be doing some tissue paper art and we need the tissue paper to soak them. So I'll just put this aside. Before we move forward, I just wanted you to see how these different colors, if you use them for painting, which you can very well use, these is how the different shades will look like. This is the beetroot, blueberry, the food color, light coffee, dark coffee, cocoa powder, spinach, the turmeric, the mix of turmeric and the blueberry pulp. Now, if you want to have different colors, like say for example orange, you can mix the red food color and turmeric. I can show you a demo quickly over here. So some red color and some turmeric. And there you go. You'll have an orange color. Just mix them with a spoon. And as you can see, the orange color is ready. The same way, you can experiment with different colors, mix and match, and create some beautiful colors. Now moving on to our craft activity. For this activity, you will be needing some of these colors. You can use a combination of any color you like. And some humble tissue papers, a kitchen towel. Anything is fine. I'm just going to grab a few just to show you different designs. Okay, first things first, we are going to fold these in different styles. So we have a kitchen towel. I'm just going to fold it into half, then again into half, then again into half. So I'm just making basically a very small square. Now I'm just going to use some combination of colors. So maybe I'll just go with the pink, a little bit of yellow, and let's go with light coffee, some orange. And I'm just going to dip the 4 different corners in 4 different colors. So I'm going to start with pink. This is the beetroot one. Just dip it, take it out. You can just remove the excess of color. Be careful, you have to remove the excess of color very lightly. Otherwise the paper might tear. Now, the remaining sides, I'm just going to dip a little bit of yellow. And I'm going to give it a little bit of orange. I think I went too heavy with the red. That's okay. And then I'm just going to dip it in the coffee. Okay. That's it. Drip out all the extra colors. I'm just going to open it in. You have to be very, very careful when you're opening this paper because it's very fragile. If you think you're not able to open it clearly, like it's breaking apart, you can just leave it to dry as is. So, this is how it will look. You have to let it completely dry before you can do anything out of it. So I'm just going to leave it aside. We are going to try some different designs now. The next paper fold, we'll try to use a triangular one rather than square. So just folding it in a triangle, join the edges. It's not compulsory to make this folds. You can try your own variation, try different types. This time, let's try the purple, the blueberry, the spinach. So there you go. Just dipping it in some purple, a little bit more. Drain the excess. Go in with the green. You can experiment with the different leaves available from the garden. and you will get different shades of green. Next color I would like to try is, maybe let's go with some mix of turmeric and some red food color. Again, slowly, carefully. You have to remember the way you folded the paper, so it's easier for you to open it. This is another part. These colors will change a little bit when they dry out. And so this was pattern 2. Okay. The next fold we are going to try. You fold it into half, again half, and then you make a triangle. Now we'll dip the corner in one color. This time, let's have some more fun and use a spoon. So let's go with the brown. Let's try the red. Purple, the blueberries. And to finish off, let's dip it back in the red. Just pressing it down so that the color transfers through. If it doesn't, you can just go to the back and then follow the same color pattern. So some brown, some red, and some purple. Let's open up and see. I'll just press it a little bit before opening so that the colors transfer nicely. Since these are very fragile, you have to be very careful while opening them. Take your time when you're putting these colors, and then you can get perfect circles. Now let's do some fun. I have a cookie cutter here. You can use various shapes depending on the size of your bowls. And I'm just going to randomly dip it in, take off the excess color and stamp. Dip, tap, stamp. Now we are just folding the paper into 4 parts, and I'm going to just randomly put some colors. Okay. So these were some papers which I had already dipped and kept before, so they are now nice and dry. If you can see some turmeric and cocoa powder over here. So this is the reason it is very, very important to strain the colors before using them. So these are just few random designs. If you want a single color, for this I have used blue food color just to see the effect. So you can use food colors as well. This is beetroot. Again, this is beetroot skin and the stems boiled and grinded. Okay, so that was the part 1 of the video on how to create your own unique colorful papers using edible food colors. Now we come to the second part of it, as in how to utilize these papers, what you can do with these papers. So these papers you can use for packing gifts, or you can make some beautiful craft flowers like these. And this is what we are going to learn now. For this, all we are going to need is some paper, colored paper which we have created before, and some rubber bands or a stapler if you want. Now, the tissue paper, the kitchen towel I had used, they were quite thick ones. And if you want, like you can separate them into thinner sheets. So you will need to do this. I have already separated one and kept. Okay. You'll need to align them and cut them into half with scissors. So I'm just going to cut them from the middle. Align them on top of each other. There you go. That's it. So now you have total 6 sheets. You can have more or less depending on the bloom of the flower you want. Now all you have to do is fold it inside, turn the paper outside like a fan. So I have taken roughly 1 finger size for this folds. You have wrap some rubber band and just tie it in the middle. If you're using a smaller tissue, you can use staplers as well. Just align them in the center. Open them. There you go. If you stick them, this will also be a kind of a flower. But we are not yet done. Now we are going to slowly lift one sheet at a time. From both sides. And you'll continue to do this till you run out of the paper. Try to hide the rubber band which you had. If you want a cleaner look like this, just use your scissors and trim the flower. It's not compulsory. If you want to go with a rustic look, you can keep the tissue as is it. Okay, so these are some of the flowers which we have made from the color papers which we ourselves created. These are the papers which we created earlier on. They are nice and dried up now. Explore the food colors, explore the nature colors. Make sure that you are careful about the food allergies, if any, and get creative. That's it for today's session. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you try them out. You make different flowers and more different things with these colored papers. Please share whatever craft you make on our Facebook page. You can post it on our Insta and follow us on Twitter by the name Sahyadri Friends Group. That's it for today. Happy Holi. Bye bye.